suspension of the head of Nigeria's most powerful agency not only triggered the biggest gain in the country's stock market in 15 years, it also caused the country's dollar-denominated bonds to rally by the most this year, while the Naira posted a rare gain in the parallel market. Now, so let's talk about the CBN's talking about the cabinet member and, of course, what we should expect from this administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So we'll be taking a look at what should we be expecting from this administration in terms of the cabinet member and, of course, economic team that should be put together by the Tinubu administration. So that's what we'll be looking at, and taking an example from the suspension of Godwin Emefiele and the criticisms and reactions that have greeted that development. So President said that, assuring that the competence will be what will shape his selection of ministers. So as Nigerians demand the best individuals to have, to lead the country with regards to their portfolio. So that's what we'll be looking at on the program this morning. So let's bring in our guest now. Mark Ogo is Editor-in-Chief, African Watch Network, Lagos. He joins us virtually now. Thank you for your time. We'll appreciate you.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so let me ask you the first question. So what are your expectations with regards to President Tinubu's cabinet members? What do you intend to see, the kind of people you want to see in that selection? So talk to us.
Well, let me first thank you for inviting me to share a few of my opinion about the kind of cabinet President Tinubu is going to assemble. Well, for me, we know him to be a technocrat, and I believe strongly that as a former governor of Lagos State, and also as a former senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and with a wider experience in leadership, and also he's also an activist, because you remember he was one of those who also fought for, for democracy. So he knows the challenges of Nigeria. He knows how Nigeria has been in the last 2 decades. And so I believe strongly that he will form a very competent team, those who will help him to actualize his campaign promises to Nigerians. And I also believe that he is a man who wants to prove a point. And you can see that the appointments he has made so far, you and I can attest to it, that those appointments, or those who have been appointed already, are technocrats. Senator Akume was the former governor of Benue State, was also a senator. And you also have Femi Gbajabiamila, a former speaker of the House of Representatives. You can see that he's already assembling the kind of people he believed that will help him to achieve his campaign promises to Nigerians.
Okay, so let's, in terms of qualifications, what do you want to see with regards to quality and qualification? I mean, if you look at the former administration, from finance minister to agric, and then of course to all the different sectors of the economy, some people have criticized that it was a mixed match for some of those executive members because of their background and all of that. So for Tinubu's members of cabinet, so what qualities, what background, what kind of things would you want to see with regards to experience, where they worked before? So maybe we should bring that into the conversation.
where in the past, you recall that in previous administrations, you discover, like you said, that a Minister of Agriculture may probably be, how do I put it, maybe a medical doctor. And you see a medical doctor becoming a labor minister in the case of Grace Ngige. So it's already it's a very bad a bad selection. So I want to believe that President Tinubu will not make such mistakes, because when you bring somebody who is a technocrat in a particular area, you will be rest assured that there will be performance, there will be a kind of innovation and creativity. You don't go to bring a minister for technology, somebody who is probably, how do I put it now, maybe an economist to become a minister of technology. So all these are part of the leadership crisis and problem Nigeria has encountered since the return of democracy. So I strongly believe that President Tinubu will not make that mistake. But if he does, and then he will create more problems for himself. The stage at which we are now, Nigeria is the very okay. If I use the word, in a very surgical situation. So you need people who have the charisma, who have the qualification, not just the qualification aspect, but also have a proven track record, who are not corrupt, whom Nigeria can beat their chest and say, truly, this person has a very track record. And let me also say this, that for you to succeed as a leader, you must be able, first and foremost, to acknowledge the principle of the rule of law. And we can see it that since the return of democracy, that has become a very, very big problem in the country, where nobody obeys court order. We saw it in the last administration of President Muhammad Buhari, where law and order was, how do I put it, was, I mean, miscarriage of justice. Nobody obeys court's order. The judicial system was, how do I put it, in shambles. Nobody believes in the legal system. So President Tinubu must look at all this and see what he can do to bring the confidence of the people, and also bring back to the citizens that we are all Nigerians, we deserve equal rights and justice.
Mm. Well, while we're expecting, I mean, why Nigerians expect other names to be revealed in the coming days, now with the choice of the SGF now talking about George Akume, who is there as their chief, and you have Femi Gbajabiamila, the former House Speaker, as the Chief of Staff at the moment. And so talk to us, with this choice, do you think he's already getting it right? And do you think it's, I mean, because the perception of Nigerians is whether he'll be able to get the right people in the right position. So with this choice, if you are to assess him, do you think he's getting it right?
Well, it will be too early for me to say he's getting it absolutely right now, because he believes, as the president, he knows those who will help him to achieve his campaign promises to Nigerians. And don't forget that you do not appoint people you don't trust, especially the kitchen cabinet. You have to be very sensitive, you know, in choosing or selecting those who should be around you that will help you to make decisions, that will help you to look at things in a very holistic manner, and then give a very productive view, you know, to such, you know, for such policies that you want to initiate, that you believe that will probably become something that will help Nigeria. So it will be too early for me to begin to ascertain the 100% productivity of the kind of people he wants, those he has selected already, that they will perform absolutely well.